Hello, I'm back. I figured, I should probably do a video sooner rather than later, because these next two aren't as big. These next two rosters aren't as big as this first one. Obviously, Lawl Original is huge. It's still going on. But the next two aren't too bad. I actually have a lot to say about them. Both of them are very interesting for very different reasons, but I'm only going to talk about one today. And you probably thought I was going over ARL today. But I feel like that video, I need to take a little bit more time to think that one over, because I came first, actually, before YTPGuy, and I feel like there's a lot more to say about each of the individual characters. Also, it's all TF2 mercenaries. So, at the very least, the next one won't be as long, but I will make up for it by speaking a lot more about the individual mercs, because I'm not a big TF2 guy, but I love TF2 Gmod stuff, so I think I can add a lot more to the subject. But today we're going over YTPGuy, which is the guy I came after at ARL instead. I know just last video I said that if Lawl was just all YTPGuy characters, it wouldn't do as good. And then we just have YTPGuy here. I mean, all of these are really good. Like, I don't think any of these characters are bad. I mean, like, conceptually, I think they're all great ideas. And in this Lawl definitely performed really well. I'm not sure. I don't think I am very aware of how well all these movesets did, community-wise, but I mean, they're good. A lot of them have some problems, though. I think, like, YTPGuy, especially being one of the first, has even more problems, I think, than a lot of early gen stuff. And you'll see as we go. I'll try and, like, give my thoughts carefully, though, because I want to be nice. YTPGuy he obviously was one of the first, and I think, just like Jen, I want to give him the respect he deserves. I don't want to be too mean. Also, if you're wondering why Skullgirl's music is playing, Marie just came out today, so I thought it was, I don't know, a jazzy theme just kind of felt fitting for YTPGuy. So, I actually had to rewatch a lot of these movesets because I wanted to make sure I overviewed them pretty well. I know all of Chin's movesets by heart mostly by this point, but a lot of YTPGuy I'm not as well aware of. Especially now that we got Nickelodeon characters like SpongeBob. Wow. I forgot, like, a lot. I forgot SpongeBob's moveset entirely, which is weird because I remember a lot of these guys, but I don't remember SpongeBob. I thought he was a lot senior than to, like, what you'd see in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, but he's actually kind of different. He's a very different take on SpongeBob, and it makes sense for the time. This is very early. Like SpongeBob run. There's not as many seasons as there was now. There was less material to work with, but I weirdly like it. He has the bubble blowing move, just like a lot of other SpongeBob stuff, but it's more of a missile thing, and it blocks projectiles and stuff. It can be kind of aimed. It's cool. It's more of a Battle Bikini Bottom reference. But the side B, it's weird. I'm very mixed on it because, like, in some ways it's a weird move. But I also kind of like it. Like, one of my biggest complaints with a lot of SpongeBob movesets nowadays, maybe it's because I just grew up with SpongeBob wearing it, and Nicktoons Unite games have it a lot, but I rarely ever see stuff focusing on the karate gear at all. So seeing it get, like, a full special move was cool. I like that, actually. It was neat. I like it. And, the down B is weird, though. I don't really like the down B that much. This is like I don't know how popular, I don't know how many people know about it, but stance moves are kind of and this Law has a couple of them, I think. So having SpongeBob get a stance move that's just kind of like, it's weird. I feel like that cheesy bastard when he did his SpongeBob moveset for Slime Time, which is not a Law, but he basically simplified the fry cook move way more than it felt natural there. I like it. I think SpongeBob's not too bad. I think he's weirdly balanced in this roster when you look at it carefully. I think it's not too bad. So, I think I'll put him in, like, I think he's neat. I'm not crazy about him, but he's okay. Also, you probably saw, but I did order these tiers now. I'm gonna do it the episode after, so you can see how I feel about each individual character placement. Now, so I'm gonna put YouTube Guy to the right of all these, but you'll see in the next episode what I think about them individually. Morshu. Oh my gosh. So you're gonna see my CDI character love really shine through here a lot. I have a lot of things to say about CDI characters. And Morshu was just like, I think he's like one of the, I remember him so much. He's like the mascot of this Law, I feel like, which is very fitting, honestly. Like, all of his moves just make sense. Like, they're all perfect, but they're also unique at the same time. Like, the rupees move, it's not just like, oh, I throw a rupee. It's like a circular radius around him that he can kind of charge up if he has enough rupees. It's neat. Also, you know, the tilts are great. You guys might have seen the credit card move. That move is like, it has that YouTube poopy charm to it that I like. That where the characters are very cheesy and are using jokes and stuff, but they're also using stuff from the actual game. I like that balance with CDI characters. I don't like it when it's just all gameplay mechanics or all just jokes. Although the jokes are good too. But at that point, you could just make them a different character. Morshu hits that balance where he's doing all the stuff you know him for to do, but he's got some cheeky stuff in there. Also, the final smash is the RPG bomb attack, which is great. Like, that's perfect. That's like the best way to like give him a final smash. It's of the time as well. It's perfect. I think the only things I don't really like about Morshu now are the rope attack, the recovery thing. It's weirdly not great. But then again, this was like because of like how YouTube Guy made his laws. All the stages were very small and compact, so I don't know how bad it actually is. But it's not crazy. Also, the bombs being random is kind of weird as well. But like that's whatever. I don't think it's a big deal. I think he's pretty good. I think Morshu. We all love Morshu. Honestly, like, I'm tempted to put him in my favorite tier. I'm still conflicted on who I will put from this Law in there. I have my favorites. Not every Law is going to get a favorite up there, but there is someone I want to put up here, and I'm debating on who it is. Annoying Orange. Oh god. So I want to talk about. I mean, I didn't really say it, but this Law really is just a time capsule. Can you see anyone making Annoying Orange now? I don't think anyone cares about Annoying Orange outside of like kids and stuff, which is funny. But oh my god, how do I talk about this character? I think his moveset is good. It's fitting, it makes sense. I will say, I was talking with community members a lot about it. Not a lot recently, but in the past I have talked about it. How, if you pay attention to the moveset, Annoying Orange is broken. He does like so much damage with all of his attacks. It's nuts. So when we would do matchups and stuff, he was a little bit annoying, but then we found out later that actually in later movesets he was nerfed. Like, his damage was changed. So YouTube Guy actually, he did like update patches without making a full video for it. So you just had to like find the right video with the changes. I mean, he's good. He's not bad. I actually think he's not my thing. Obviously, he's not my fan. But I think it's more of I think it's silly at this point. We can all look back and like admire this moveset. It's goofy. So I'm gonna actually put him in so good. I think I put him side by side with Morshu. He deserves to be in this Law. Now, will anyone make another Annoying Orange moveset in a modern day? Probably not. I don't think anyone would care. So he is YouTube Guy's baby. So we talked about a good CDI character. Now we're talking about Toon Mario. I think this is like is this the worst character? I mean, he's so, like, he's not correct. That's all I can really say about it. Like, no hate to YouTube Guy, but calling him Toon Mario for starter is weird. None of his special moves make sense at all. He's also broken. He's a copy character? Like, what? Why is he a copy character? Like, I don't think of Mario and I think, oh, he's like Kirby. Like, it makes sense, but this Mario? No. I'm glad that Peas and Law Mad remade this Mario, basically. They kind of like adopted him, and I'm glad because he needed something. He's not good. Oh, so this is a weird one. So I wanted to talk about it in the last video, but I forgot to speak about it. So as far as I'm aware, Mama Luigi was a voted-in character. I think he was the first ever character that was voted into a law. I don't know about how that went about. Maybe it was a Facebook poll. Maybe it was a YouTube poll back then. I have no clue. And he was like the number 8, obviously. And Cosmo was like the second one. And I think people also remember a lot for being a character that was voted in, but for not good reasons. I'm not going to go into detail about why Cosmo is here. I think you can find that out by yourself if you're really curious. But I will say, I don't know how low I would rank this character because she's bad. She's not really that great. She's slow. A lot of her moves don't look great and look weird. YTPGuy, I respect the fact that he used her in a lot of movesets after the fact. She kept appearing up in attacks and stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like this character. She's kind of weird. I don't think she's impossible to do. I think if you really were passionate enough about this character, you could do it. But if you're why are you making a Sonic X character? I think there are definitely better options if you wanted to make a Sonic X character. But that's just me. That's just me. Now this one, okay, this is a funny character. This is another character I'm like, this is such a unique pick. Like, what? Toon Dr. Mario. The character that was made in just like a music video, I think. Like, he has like barely any material to work with, but someone made a full moveset on him, and it's actually good. It's funny. What? I weirdly like this character. Like, I don't know what it is about him. Maybe it's the fact that he's like, his animations really sell it. And I think, I don't know if I can talk about this. I think, no, I think I'll keep that to myself. I don't know if anyone's allowed to know that. But this character is really good, and I would like to see him in someone else's Lawl someday. That's all I'm gonna say. I really like this character. I like him a lot. He's really good. I almost put him in my favorite. Is he my favorite? Because like, there's another character. We'll talk about her when we get there, though. Yeah, MJ. This is another one of those like weird picks that kind of didn't work out. Like, there's a good reason why I think people don't call him Michael Jackson. We call him Genesis Jackson. Because even though he's called Michael Jackson, he uses just stuff from the Genesis game. And I don't even think it's really that fitting, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, my family is very into Michael Jackson and such, so I'm aware more of like what he's done and what he could have. And I feel like if you wanted to make a Michael Jackson fighting game moveset, those are all kind of the moves you would use, I guess. But this is like Law. I feel like there are definitely better ideas you could do here. Like, the hat is an absorb move. It eats projectiles and things. He has the kick. Like, oh, come on, man. No. I think you could do him better. I think if he was renamed, I would be a little bit more generous. But nah, I think you could do better. I would still also like to see someone do Michael Jackson, but I don't think he's really popular that much nowadays, unfortunately. Which is sad, but I guess that's how things are. Patrick. I actually forgot. For some reason, I forgot what Patrick's moveset is as well. I kind of similar with SpongeBob, which is weird. I know they're in this Law, but I forget what they do. And Patrick has that weird net move that like it's kind of like a grapple, which makes sense. I think when you think of Patrick, you think of a grappling character in a fighting game, and he does that. He can eat projectiles with it too. Outside of that, I mean, it's kind of wonky. But again, you have to keep in mind this was back then when these were the early seasons. There were certain patterns to what SpongeBob characters would do. And that was, okay, I'll just turn that into a special move. Like that, there wasn't anything crazy defining, I think. I don't know. But I think we can all agree ice cream does not make sense. Especially now, I don't think it makes sense at all. It has some wonky mechanics. Like, it can freeze you. It has a chance to do that. It can reverse your controls. Oh, we'll get into reversing controls eventually, let me tell you. That's not fun. And then its up B is also just it's bad. It's a bad recovery. It sucks. And he has a healing move. And I didn't really talk about Cosmo because I think she does have a healing move. But I think this was the first Lawl to really get into like healing moves being ridiculous. Like, healing moves are not good. Like, that's a quick way to burn your character into the ground balance-wise. And unfortunately, Patrick kind of falls into that camp as well. Oh my god, I feel bad. I still think he's funny though. He has I think that the moves, like the cannonball is a good goofy move. And the final smash makes sense, It's not terrible. For the time, it works, it's okay. But I could see someone doing Patrick better. CDI Link. Also, I gotta shout out to whoever made his render in the tier list here. I love the smug mouth he's making. That looks so cool. He's about to throw hands. I love it. I love it so much. So CDI Link, I think he's a really cool character. He is fucked. He is so crazy when you really dig into what he does. He has some really cool mechanics and no real moveset since has kind of replicated. I think that using my stuff and being able to use items even when items are turned off is a really cool idea. I actually like that a lot. Being able to access your final smash when it's normally not available, that's also cool. And it's connected with the bag too. That makes sense. I love it. It's really good. I really, really like it. He also has the up B, which is a reference to CDI RPG fights and stuff, which I love that. Again, I love it when CDI is referenced to the YouTube Poop series, and Gloin 1997, I think, is the guy who made that. And I love Gloin's work. I love it a lot. I'm very glad that someone used Wind Cutter. That being said, the recovery kind of sucks. It's not that great. But it doesn't matter because he has a Water of Life. And Water of Life is another super broken healing move that restores 75%. You get it once per stock. Look, you can get it once per stock, but 75% healing, that's fucking bonkers. It's so nuts. That being said, he might be broken, he might be crazy, he might be nuts, but I love him a lot, and he is going in so good tier. I don't care, man. I don't care. I love... He has a great mixture of jokes and actual, attacks from the video games. He even has, the fireball and ice ball thing he would throw. That's from the game. But then he has, the thing from YouTube Poop RPG fights on his recovery. There's a balance there, and I love it. It feels good. So, yeah. Okay, I don't know. This is going to be controversial. But I'm sorry. I'm going to make a lot of people mad. So, but I'm going to. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't like Smosh. The only thing I remember growing up about Smosh is the Pokemon thing where they sang the Pokemon song and then they got copyright struck and then they sang the song again, but they were naked in front of the camera. And I'm like, oh. That's weird. and they were just oh, that version of the song is burned in my mind, and I hate it. I'm sorry. And this moveset is just really cringy to look at some points to me as a half Pokemon fan. Some of the live action stuff is so weird. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. That being said, I think the moveset is really creative, and I think if you remastered it now and just kept all the stuff they have, it could be interesting. They have very Shulk-esque moves that you could work around and like how you would standardize, is it the term? You could definitely like modernize it. Yeah, modernize. You can definitely modernize these characters if you wanted. Although they are back now, I guess, as well. But like there was a time where if you wanted to remake them, I think you would only do one of them. But now you could basically do both of them again, really. They're back together. So, you know, I feel like there's definitely room for these characters to still exist. But as is, they're not my thing. Sorry. I know we're doing a lot of double tag team characters here. Don't worry, eventually I hope that won't stay that way. I mean, Scandy knee socks are off here, so. Bill Nye. Bill Nye is funny. You know, I think this character is really funny. So, at this point, I'm gonna like give a little background when I was watching this moveset. So, you know, keep in mind, this was like 5 moves. This is like number 46 in the tier list. Toon, I called him Dr. Wily the whole time last video. I'm so sorry. He came out like 5 movesets after Toon Wily, after Chinmay Toon Wily. And if you compare these two characters, it is such a nice, it's like they both have similar problems, but for very different reasons. Like, Toon Wily has the weird, like, control everything stuff, where it's super complicated, and this recovery is whack. And Bill Nye has the most fucking incomprehensible neutral but it's funny. It's like he has the paintballs thing, and then he has the battery, which retains charge. It's cool. It's weird. Like, and even though the quality of YTPGuy's videos are kind of lower on average to Chin's at the time, I still think it's weirdly a better moveset than Toon Wily. That being said, if you will notice, if you look at this video on any playlist now, that it is double the length of all of his other videos. And that is because he just kind of included too much, and I think the final smash is just ridiculous. Like, I strongly encourage any new Lawl community members to go back and watch Bill Nye. It's very entertaining. It's very good. That being said, I think he's funny. I'm putting him with Toon Wily. I think they both struggle for very similar reasons. But I do, you know what? I think later on I will put him above Toon Wily. I think he does work out better. He has a lot of problems, but I think he functions better, even if he's a bit more complicated. I think if you gave someone a controller and handed them, hey, play both of these characters, someone will pick up Bill Nye faster than Toon Wily and do well. Okay, Ophelia Cho. This is a weird character because originally I was gonna put her in my favorite tier, but I love Ophelia Cho. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about. Maybe it's because like she's a very unique pick for a character. I mean, in some ways she kind of just feels like she's I Am Mean's version, her YTPGuy's version of I Am Mean, and she kind of is in some ways. But she has some very unique mechanics in how like she could change the course of history and like erase stuff. But after doing a matchup recently, like I did with someone else, I forget who we put her up against. I do randomizers where like I pick one character up with another on this tier list, and she's not that great when I look back at her. Like, she has aged a lot, and her moveset in some ways is kind of plain and it's not great. That being said, I still like her a lot. I think she's really interesting, and I will, like, you know, I still put her in, like, I think she's neat now. I feel bad because I really want to see her do well. I know she's not really as popular compared to Ivy, and she wasn't in as many YouTube poops at all. A lot of them, like, are very samey. That's gonna happen, unfortunately. But I don't know. Maybe someday someone will give her another shot. CDI Ganon. You know, I'm gonna be real, these last 4 characters, I completely forgot they were in this Lawl. Except for Wreck-It Ralph, really. I mostly remembered him for the wrong reasons. But CDI Ganon, I rewatched his moveset. You know, it's kind of weird. Like, YTPGuy did a whole animated intro for it, which is surprising. That's a lot of effort for someone who doesn't make stages for his stuff. You know, I liked it, but it was kind of simple. I don't really know how I can really talk about it. Like, I mean, if you think of CDI Ganon, I guess he's CDI Ganon. I think my problem with it is, like, he doesn't use many CDI jokes. He feels like he just uses a lot of stuff from the cutscenes from the game. Like, he has the lightning, he has the fireball, he summons a guard, he flies. The fly move has some interesting properties, but, like, other than that, he's kind of weird. I will say, YTPGuy did give him some interesting normals and throws where he actually did custom animate some stuff. Normally, whenever a lot of these other characters would do things, he would reuse the same attack over and over. Like, it was very rare for him to animate something. Like, Morshu got the credit card thing, and that was cute. But other than that, most of the time it's kind of eh. But he actually, like, he brought one of his minions to, like, do a throws for him, kind of like what CDI, the King does. That's cool. Outside of that, I think he's kind of whatever. There's definitely someone out there who could do a better moveset for this guy now. I strongly encourage you to do that. Please do something from YTPoops. I feel like that's the only way you can really make these characters refreshingly interesting. Okay, this is a weird character. You know, 9 Volts and Dark Helmet, I always forget are in this all. Like, I really don't remember these two. I'm like, every time I come back to YouTube, I'm like, oh yeah, these guys were made, like, near the end of this Law's lifespan. And I didn't remember anything about them. So I actually had to sit down today and rewatch their movesets again. And you know what? I don't know anything about 9 Volt, honestly. But he's really good. He's really interesting. I don't know how faithful it is to the character, obviously. Someone who's played WarioWare can tell me in the comments, obviously. But I like how he can summon, like, companions as assists. Like, I don't think YTPGuy had any characters bring out, like, assists, really, outside, like, throws and things. Like, there really wasn't anything like that. So having a character that just, like, summoned 8-bit renditions of Mario, Link, and Samus to actually help you, and then, like, he kind of, like, could swap them out, and the move was also, like, a projectile reflector. Like, that was cool. That was interesting. I actually really like that. There was clearly, like, an idea for this character, and I think he's really good. He's really good. I think, he would probably be, like, my favorite character in this Law. I'm surprised I don't really remember him that much. He's good. Maybe he's one of my favorites? I don't know, we'll see. We'll get to someone else later. We'll get to, like, the last guy. Ralph. You know what? Also, actually, no, I just realized I forgot to say, the moveset music for Morshu is also, like, my favorite track from any of the CDI Zelda games, so that elevates him a lot as well. Moveset music does matter in this tier list, I will say that. Ralph. Ralph is weird. I think his moveset holds up pretty well still, outside of one move. We'll get into it. I know I hear someone screaming in the background right now. All of his moves make sense. He's good. He's animated pretty well for the most part. I think his Final Smash is a little wonky, but I think it has a lot of impact. If it was like the quality was up to a little bit in some areas, I think it would still be really good. Now, the side B. The side B completely ruins the character, which is mean to say, but it's true. Have you guys ever? I mean, some people are aware, but have you guys ever, like, checked out, like, Ralph's side B and see what exactly it does? Now he can just, like he shoots the frosting, right? And the first one, it slows you down. Like, that kind of sucks. There's like, Cosmo does the same thing, and she's kind of whatever. But then he does it a second time, and then it reverses your controls. Oh no. No, that's not. Imagine being, like, super slow and having your controls reversed. That sounds like awful. That sounds terrible. That sounds like actual... Oh, it sounds so bad to play against. I still think he's great. But, oh, no. Oh, God, that's so bad. That's so bad. I feel like if Ralph came out today, I would like to see that. Like, I think he would still be good, except for that. Also, the down B is very satisfying. I like that a lot. I love attacks where they like attack the ground and it does like a lot of like really fast like punchies. It's cute. It's cute. I like it. Dark Helmet. So this is a weird character. I always forget that this was the last character, and it's kind of sad, you know, like because he was the last character, no normals ever got showcased. We never got to see more of him, which is very unfortunate. You know what? I have a little bit of a history with Spaceballs. I actually watched the movie a long time ago. I don't remember anything about it that much more specifically, but I like the intro. Oh, you know what? I forgot the most important. We'll talk about it after when I summarize this all. But I like Dark Helmet's moveset a lot. Actually, I'm surprised I didn't remember it. His neutral B is really interesting. I like the idea that he can buff his speed up, and then there's a chance for him to go super fast. No, that's not his neutral B. It's a side B, I think. I think it's a little broken. Obviously, being able to go 4 times speed is a bit much. But I like the neutral B as well. It's kind of balanced. It's a simple grab attack. It's cool. He does have a healing move again. He has a really bad healing move that heals like it's kind of just it'll pop up randomly sometimes, and you can just like drink it and get all your health back. Like oh no, oh god. Also, the final smash is animated weirdly well. Like it's really nice actually. If the quality was better, I think it would have looked really nice. You can really tell that as the YTPGuy went on, he got a lot better with animation. It's kind of unfortunate he was the last one. I would have loved to see more of Dark Helmet. His moveset was very good. It has the healing problem, obviously, but I will still put him in so good. It was really memorable. Yeah, okay. I think there's a lot more negative things to say about YTPGuy than there is bad. But, that's understandable. This is a very old Law. It was, it was just one of the ones that came after Chin, so there wasn't really as much improvement. The style was mostly the same the whole run. But there was definitely, like, a lot of cool ideas here as well. But I think we all know why we love YTPGuy so much. We all know why he is one of the greats. Because so many of his intros are so good. We love his intros. All of them are so funny. You still hear people make references by sentence mixing characters to say moveset. Moveset. So that's why Patrick is in best tier. You know it. I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it. You all know why Patrick is in best tier. Because of that. We all still remember that line, and we still reference it today. Patrick's not a joke character. He's really not. But I think he's still bad enough within this Law that I could still put him up there. I think it's fine. And it's too important. Like, he deserves to be best, in my opinion. So I guess, like, what else do I have to say about this? Well, I guess, like, to summarize, obviously, this Law is definitely a Law of its time. A lot of these characters probably will never be touched again outside of, like, the very big ones, like SpongeBob characters and the CDI characters still get put in, like, voting polls today. People want to remake them because they have aged, unfortunately. That's going to happen. But there's definitely, like, still a lot of unique characters that probably no one will ever pick up again. Which is, they're very special to this Law. And as far as I'm aware, I think some people have talked about this as well. YTPGuy did move on to do other things. We don't know. I think he goes by another name now. Someone can talk about that in the comments as well if they want. But I don't think he's really involved with the YouTube community or even the Law community at all. I don't think we've communicated with him in ages. We probably shouldn't. I think we can leave him alone. Like, he left his legacy. His impact was felt, and I think that's more than enough. But that's about it right now. I think, you know, I still encourage we should all go back and rewatch these movesets again. They're very good. They're very funny. There's still a lot to appreciate, both in term good and bad, for all the reasons how to and how to not make a moveset. But that's it for now. I guess next time we will go into ARL. ARL is very special. A lot of it is just the mercs from TF2. But as you know, it has a bit of a different history about it. Which is, you know, I'll talk about that later. There's a lot to talk about. I'll enjoy getting that, because I'm very into TF2 Gmod stuff. So I'll have a lot more to talk about. Maybe not so much about that Sonic. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, that's it. You all have a good night. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.